Hi, 2-3. So let's talk about today's math lesson. We're moving on to lesson 5. I know that there was some difficulty yesterday with the new program Cami, which was to be expected because it was the first day. So I hope today we give it a chance. Hopefully now that you had, a lot of time yesterday, the ones that were able to do it today goes a lot smoother. Again, we're just seeing how it goes for the week. And then we'll do like a little survey to see if this is something that we want to keep around or not. But we're definitely going to keep using it at least for this week just to give it some time and see what we decide. Okay. So with that being said, um, we're moving on, like I said, to lesson 5, which is a huge lesson. It's the start of a huge thing, especially because I know all of you know that I taught third grade for a really long time. And what we're going to be moving on to today is learning how to make arrays, which is huge in third grade with multiplication and division, okay? So arrays are very important in knowing how to multiply. So we'll start learning today the basics of arrays and how to make them. So it's a really important lesson. So with that being said, you're going to look at your instructions first. The very first thing is to watch the video right now that I'm making. The second, I put 2 videos up that I want you to look at. One is 13 minutes and one is 5 minutes. They're right down here. The very first one is the same kind of one that you've been watching for every other lesson, and then one is just a little bit more on arrays, okay? And then you're going to go and complete the work. So I'm going to open that up right now. And those of you that have Cami already done, it should pop up already open with Cami. So you're just going to click on it and then it should automatically open. Okay. And then OCR most of the time, like I said, will pop up for you. But if not, I just come over here and I click OCR for scan PDFs and it runs it for me. So now this is your sheet that you will be completing today. And right now, this is not what an array should be. This is just all mixed up shapes. And we need to turn this into an array, okay? And an array is made up by rows and columns. And that's what confuses students the most is the difference between rows and columns. So you'll see that on your paper to help you, especially since it's like the first time that you're doing this, rows, I'm telling you, go across, okay? Rows go across and columns go up and down. So anytime there's the word rows, I put an arrow across going from left to right, and then columns up and down to help you because those are like the most difficult things that we get confused on with arrays, okay? Arrays are also equal. So that's something very important to mention too. Arrays have to be equal, okay? So when you look at here, this is definitely not an array right now, but we're going to turn it into an array. So the directions say to circle groups of 4. So the first thing we need to do is take these triangles and circle groups of 4. So I already have my drawing tool and I'm going to circle a group of 4. Okay, that's 1, and now I'm going to circle another one. 2. Then it says, then draw the triangles into 2 equal rows. So rows, in this case, it is already here anyway, but rows go across, okay? So I already have my 2 groups right here, okay? I have a group of 4 here and a group of 4 here. That's what makes it equal. So now I'm just going to put a shape. In this case, I do have a triangle. If it told me to draw to put something like a smiley face, there are not smiley faces here. I don't expect you to sit here drawing smiley faces. You could just use circles, for example. You don't have to get crazy with the picture, so I don't want you to stress about that. So now I have my triangles ready, okay? So here I have to draw 2 equal rows. So that means on the first row, I'm going to put 4 triangles, okay? That's my one group, and it's going across. Now, I'm going to do my second one. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 in one row, 4 in another row, okay? So that is what my rows need to be. I have 2 equal rows, 2 rows. I have 1 row here, 2 rows here, and then I have 4 altogether in that row, okay? Which gives me a total of 8, okay? So that's what an array has to be like. It has to be equal. It has to not be scattered around like this, okay? All over the place. So this is your first example. You're going to be doing the same thing like I did for numbers 2 and 3. But number 2 and 3 now are not just telling you to draw it into rows, they're also going to tell you to draw it into columns, up and down, okay? And notice how I put all these things around for you to help you, okay? And you have to do what it tells you first, because first it's going to tell you, just like we did up here, to circle groups of something. So you have to pay attention to the directions very carefully. Remember that you could use the text-to-speech option. You click on text-to-speech, you highlight it, and it will read to you, okay?
Circle AAA groups of 2. Redraw the groups of 2 as rows and then as columns.
Okay, so you have that option for text-to-speech if you needed it. Okay, so that's this page. We'll move down to the next page. So on this page now, there's going to be some drawing that you're going to have to be doing of arrays. So the very first thing says up here for number 4, count the objects in the arrays from left to right by rows and by columns. As you count, circle the rows and then the columns. So they want us to count from left to right how many we have, okay? So this we know is one row. So I'm going to circle, this is a row. This is another row. This is another row. This is another one. And this is my last row. Okay? So these are all my rows because they're going across. That's what rows do, across. Now they're also telling me I need to then circle my columns. Okay? So I'm going to circle this entire thing is one column because it goes up and down. This is one column because it goes from up to down. So I know it's a lot of circles, but that's what they want you to do, okay? Then they just want you to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 10 objects in this array, okay? And if you want, I'm just going to write it here just so we have it, 10, okay? Then you're going to do the same for B. I'm not going to do that one for you. You're going to do what I did here and do it for B. But I am going to help you with number 5. So now number 5 says they want you to redraw the circles and the stars from this problem now into columns of 2. So they want you to only have 2 columns. Remember, columns are up and down, okay? Up and down. So they want you to have 2 in a column. That's all they want. Right now in a column up here, for example, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a column. They don't want 5 in a column. They want 2 in a column. So you're going to take this and you're going to have to now put only 2 in a column. But I have to have a total of how many? 10. So then I need to put another 2. Another 2. So, based on what I have right now, should I stop? If you said no, kiss your brain because I'm proud of you. No, Because right now I just have 2, 4, 6, 8. I'm supposed to have a total of 10. I need to draw another column. Another column. Now, let's see. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Now I have a total of 10. So now there's another way to draw it. That's the great thing about arrays. You could have this same exact total and there's multiple ways to draw an array and show it in a different way, okay? Then you're going to do the same thing over here, but for this part with the stars. You have to draw it in columns of 2. They want the columns to have 2 in them, okay? So you're going to use this as your model to help you. Then for numbers 6 and 7, you're going to draw an array they want with 15 triangles in total, okay? I want you guys to try this the best you can. Remember that it has to be a total of 15 triangles in all, and it has to be an array. So if you're just literally drawing just like a triangle here, then all the way up here, then all the way down here, and that's not an array. It has to be neat, okay? Has to be a neat array with rows and columns. So they want you to draw an array here with 15 triangles, and then they want you to show a different way to do it with, again, 15 triangles, okay? So you're going to be doing those two as well. Then you're going to come down here to your application problem, which I'm going to help start for you. So again, remember that you have the text-to-speech option to read the word problem to you as well. So it's saying Mrs. White is in line at the bank. There are 4 teller windows and 3 people are standing in line at each window. A, draw an array to show the people in the line at the bank. B, write the total number of people. So for part A, it's going to have to go into the draw box because you have to draw it out that there are 4 teller windows. So right now I'm going to get you started. There are 4 windows, okay? So I'm just going to happen to use for this, I'm going to be just using rectangles for this array, okay? And you could just continue to use rectangles. So we said that there are 4 windows, so these are our 4 windows, and that in each one there are 3 people standing in line at each window, okay? So you have to then finish the array that we started. Once you have your array, you are then going to come down here and write the total number of people that there are. So the total number of people are, and then that's when you're going to tell me the answer in total, okay, the number. So I do want to point this out. Another confusion is because it says that there are 3 people standing in line, a lot of students think that they have to then draw 3 people here behind this one. No, no, no. Please be careful. This counts as one of those 3. You're not going to just put another 3 here. Then your whole array is going to be incorrect. This counts as the 3 people. So this is already number 1. Then you would be doing number 2 and number 3. So I just want you to be careful because that's a big mistake and it is tricky, especially when you're first learning. So I want to make sure that you understand that. When you're creating your array, this does count as a number, okay? So it's not an extra 3 after it. This counts as number 1, 2, 3. That's how it would be, okay? So I want you to finish this array, write your total number of people at the bottom. Down here, this is not extra work at all. This is not anything for you to complete. This is just an extra paper to help you. That's all it is. So I gave you another paper just to help you in regards to completing the work. It gives you some examples, okay? So this is just a little helper, like the homework helper I would give you at school. This is what it is, okay? So just to give you extra resources for this lesson. So if you need anything else, let me know. I'm here. Reach out.